if you don't mind, I've been vaccinated. I do. So I'm going to take off my mask for a second. I came here early because I was going to rewrite the talk because I didn't think it was good enough. And the meditation, it was so good for those of you in here. It was just so, I almost fell asleep in the back. That showed you how good it is. So Rosie, thank you for that. It was just a beautiful meditation to heal. So those of you who know me know that I'm OCD. I really struggle with only 9 declaration of principles. Oh my God, that just bombed really bad. I want 10. If you're OCD, everything ends in an even number, 10. So I think be awesome is one. So I did have a radio show on 96.5. Every time I had to say news, weather, traffic. It's since changed hands, so now it's a Hispanic Latino station. And it was also, for those of you who know me, it was also about 2 months before I began a staycation down at the Florida Hospital South for 8 months. Eventually had two transplants. And so I don't do the radio station anymore. My voice isn't quite back yet. But it's an honor to be here. And you guys still offer classes here? Mm-hmm. I took, they're great classes. They helped me an awful lot. I am Catholic. And I came close to converting to spiritualism. But some spirit guides from other people in spirit told me I need to remain Catholic so I can make these gifts, these metaphysical gifts that you're all familiar with, so I can make them visible to Catholics. It's a long, slow process, let me tell you. It's just not, they don't go, oh yeah, he talks to the dead, oh my goodness. And so I'm still continuing that journey. And you know, when you get in the spirit realm, the religions, they're not divided. You know, we're all light, we're all love. But I like the energy coming here. I'm sorry, I'm buttoning this to make me almost look like a Baptist preacher. Are there any Baptists here? There are Baptists.
Not anymore.
You know, this is not a Baptist church, right? I just want to make sure you didn't come in here by accident. Well, God bless you. You know, it's all connected. It's all connected. So, a few years ago, my friend Rich and I helped coordinate a retreat by the Franciscan mystic Richard Rohr, who I mentioned an awful lot. He was just such a holy man. And we held it at San Pedro Center, if you know where San Pedro Center is. My wife worked there for 10 years, and she said, would you like to help facilitate this retreat, you and Rich? And I said, oh, I'd jump at the chance to do that. And it was amazing. He began Saturday and Sunday with this. It was 150 men, sold out in 2 weeks, and he would have us chant, be still and know that I am God, right? And then, I'm not asking you to chant that, and then he would start to narrow it down. Next one, be still and know that I am. Be still and know. Be still and then be. And to me, the most important word in that whole thing is be. And you hear this be in the present moment, and I don't know how people do that on a non-stop basis, really. Because I guess the title of this talk, Rosie, is 3 moments in time. And so I have somewhat notes to it, but I'll end so we can get a lot of messages in. If you're like me, you find yourself thinking about the past and the future more than the present. You know, it's like things we're doing in the present, well, I did that in the past, and maybe it didn't work out, so maybe, and then but it's amazing, the past has already happened, and the future really never gets here, right? It's all about the present. So there's 3 moments in time that on a daily basis we think about those things. And only through meditation, you know, like we did with Rosie in the healing service, do we really kind of think about the present. And I don't know if your mind wanders like mine. I have ADD, in case you can't tell. And so my mind wanders all over the place. And it's almost spirit-like. Be focused on the present. Be in the present moment. Because when we're in the present moment, we connect to our loved ones. We connect to spirit guides. We channel, we connect to the spirit realm. You know, our metaphysical gifts really expand and grow. And I think that's, I've said it before, but I think, if you think about it this way, all of us, I think at times, have to be the face of our metaphysical gifts to people who don't understand these gifts. The people who are, you're on sacred ground if you step on talking to, quote, the dead. We know they're not dead. We know the continuity of life continues. Spiritualism teaches that. And I do love the principles. And I do love that you brought the young man here. Thank you for that. Because that's the next generation, right? We have to, these young people, we have to tell them if they have gifts, it's okay. You got to watch where you use the gifts, like all of us do. And so, be still and know I'm God. Be to me is the most important word. So what does that mean to be in the present moment? How can I enjoy the present moment? And I talk about this a lot because it was 8 months of my life, but it's been 8 months in the hospital. And people say, well, did you meditate? Have everybody seen a tree of life in the hospital, one of those tree of lives? I was hooked up to 3 of them. And the buttons and the buzzers are going off. And, it's hard to meditate in that. And all I was worried about, am I going to make it out of here and see my wife, my kids, my grandkids, and stuff like that. But there were times that I thought, I'm probably not going to make it out of here. One time I was given a 15% chance of living. I was in and out of a coma for 60 days. And trust me, there were people in there a lot worse than me, because I made it out. There's people in there in the ICU that don't make it out. What it did, it forced me to think about the present moment. So what if this is it? What if I do pass? I have to thank God for the time I had on earth. It's tough, but I've led a really great life. I didn't think about the radio show one time, even though I love doing it. And so being in that present moment, you really become grateful for everything you have. I know times have been tough. I know, and I don't know that look, we're all wearing masks again. And it's going to be like that probably everywhere, I came home from the hospital a week and a half before COVID really hit. So I was in the hospital for 8 months and I come home. But I was great to come home. I could move around, my house. And, I think Spirit says the only way we can connect and channel, and I even catch myself when I'm doing readings. I don't do as many as I did before. I do more writing. I'm trying to get back into meditating. And that's why this was so beautiful today. I invite all of you to come here at 10:30. I didn't come here just to sell books, because you'll find I didn't bring that many books with me. I just, offered it at a discount. But it gives me a chance to meet people and talk to them. Oh my goodness, I think I'm almost through. You guys, normally that gets applause when I say I'm almost through. Or as I tell people, coming to your favorite part of the talk, the ending. It's okay. It doesn't matter. I've got grandkids. I've done readings where I can hear dogs and cats fighting in the background. And they're like, sorry about that. I said, I sold pet food for 28 years. It's okay. It doesn't bother me. We worry about the past. At least I do. I place myself at the top. And we fear the future. We worry about things that we did in the past. And those things, maybe they'll teach us. I say, if you're going to bury the past, throw away the shovel. It's okay to dig it up every now and then and learn from it, because the past can teach us lessons. It can teach us maybe what not to do in the present moment. But I would submit to you, the Spirit wants us to think more about the present moment than the past or the future. I know it would be perfect if the past, present, and future were divided into thirds. And I don't think it's like that. I think the past and the future are probably over half. Way over half. Well, that'd be way over half. I'm sorry. My math is not too good. I think it's maybe the present is maybe 20-25% of that equation. And this, the Spirit just told me, and I told the Spirit, I said, I got to write this stuff down. The Spirit goes, no, you don't have to. So you understand, I have some really great stuff written here. The Spirit was like, yeah, it's not that great. Just trust us. Just meditate and kind of go with it. But when we, in the present moment, we have an awakening. Do you guys feel a shift in consciousness? And when I say a shift in consciousness, I always feel like people say, Jerry, you feel that shift in consciousness. I always think it's something that's left me behind. You know, I think the universe is like a dimmer switch. It's not an on-off switch. So when we wake up, we normally don't, well, I don't, because I'm retired. It's like get dressed in 5 minutes and we're out the door. We slowly awake from the world that we were in. And that's what an awakening is. So I had people, because I'm on every Tuesday night on Facebook on the Sanctuary for Mind, Body, and Spirit. I'm a board member there. And we talk about metaphysical stuff and also do readings. And they were asking me about the shift in consciousness. And I went to Spirit going, yeah, how can you explain? And so Spirit said, think about this. So when you think that something is changing in your life, when you think about things that maybe you haven't thought about in a while, or maybe things that you've never thought about, or things that you're thinking deeply about, that's called contemplation. When we're contemplating something so deep, that's a shift in awareness from 3D, even though most of the earth is more like 4D, and 4D is that dream state, so 5D is what everybody says. And how many dimensions are there? It depends on who you talk to. Some say 12, some say 26. There are beings that have come from the spirit realm and say, oh no, there's thousands of them. I don't know. I just, I can't comprehend that. So this awakening really is being in the present moment, being present to spirit, being present to God, being present to infinite intelligence, being present to the universe. I mean, when I say my prayers, I'm Catholic. It's not just a Catholic prayer. It's going on for quite some time. Although I did notice in the hymn note, there's a couple of Protestant hymns in there. Yeah, I know. My brother was a Methodist minister. I'm recognizing, they switched out Jesus for something. I got that. So it's okay. It's all good. But when you are present in the moment, you are saying to Spirit, I'm here. Use me. And when you crack that door open, there's a number of you, I think, I can feel the energy. You're on the cusp of something great metaphysically. You may not be able to put your handle on it, but you'll get there. Trust me, I'm 66 years old. I didn't discover my gifts until I was in my mid-50s, maybe late 50s. I joined a circle. And I'm very analytical, structured, conservative. Yeah, a lot of that's kind of out the window now. And I've changed. I've never grown, closer to God than I am now. Infinite intelligence. God doesn't care what you call God. Him, her, it. We all know God's energy. It's not a man. I always think, every time we think of God, we see this picture of this old man. It's basic, and that's the picture of Moses. So I can imagine Moses strutting around going, people think of God, people think of God. And God's going, knock it off, Moses. But every picture we see is this old man. No, God is energy. God is light. God is love. God is in everything we touch and do. And so being in that present moment, we invite God. We invite infinite intelligence. We invite spirit. We invite the universe into our heart, into our soul. Gosh, I think that's it. How about that? Record time. And I think some of them are still awake, I think. Well, I think they just came alive when they said that's it, and they went, oh, God, he's through. All right, good. I know you guys, come on. And I love the young lady at the back taking notes. You're taking notes, aren't you? Good. Good. Take notes. Look at all the paper and the pens. Yeah, whenever I'm doing a reading, I tell people, take notes and record, because what you're meant to hear is what you're meant to hear today. Tomorrow can change. I don't know the future. If I knew the future, I'd take better care of myself before I had heart and kidney issues. But I didn't. Although I did see a sign with an IV in my arm. I wondered, what the heck is that? And then a few days later, I found out what the heck that was. So you all have metaphysical gifts, and we can increase them by being in the present moment and embracing what God has to show us. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. You don't have to.